Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for, oh my God, the dog days of summer, August 2nd, 2022, officially the dog days. That's Ian Ferguson at a remote location. I'm Pat Contry at Castle Country. On the show today, we'll be discussing lots of fun stuff. Night Trap NFTs. What? We'll be talking about Analogue Pocket update 1.1.
Update.
Polymega actually tweeting stuff out. Tommy Tallarico versus Roblox, and much more. Ian, we discussed car stuff that happened over the past week on the exclusive Patreon CU podcast, patreon.com/CU podcast. It was the CU Carcast. Talking about
learn a little bit about smog checks.
Yeah, smog checks. Smog checks and you. Yeah, we talked about that. But otherwise, what's going on? I've been catching up on Better Call Saul, finally. I finally watched the damn show, and it's amazing.
Nice. I want to point out first is I have the background blurred. But between right here, my headphones, there's little windows into the soul. You can see my records behind. Like
it's interesting. It's part of your head.
Yeah,
the software says it's part of your head.
No, I didn't really do a whole lot this weekend. I sat around. I did not want to be stuck inside. It's been kind of warm out. It's been getting warmer, and I can't cool down the apartment as efficiently. But yeah, I didn't do a whole lot. I played more Jupiter Hell, which I've brought up before. It's essentially the Doom roguelike. That's really fun. But yeah, I kind of just played games and read books and tried to pass the time. Couldn't focus on any TV.
Why are you remote, Ian? For this podcast?
I have COVID. I got COVID from San Diego Comic-Con. Honestly, I feel pretty fine. I would not have tested if I had not gotten a phone alert telling me to test, because I just didn't feel noticeably bad.
I didn't get a phone alert. I guess they realized where people were. They track people like.
Well, you got to opt into it. If you don't opt into it, then you don't get an alert.
Was it the Clear app or was it something else?
No, I didn't use the Clear app. No, it's something literally on your iPhone that you can opt into that will give you tracking alerts.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
for any COVID.
I honestly don't know where it is. I did it early. Like we're talking May 2020 I did this, so I'm not sure anymore where it is. But yeah, so I'm fine. I actually tested negative this morning, but that was like 20 minutes after I'd usually be there, and better play it safe than sorry. But I'm out of the woods. I
don't need some Ian germs on me. That's okay.
Who does?
We still have your cute face here. By the way, is that white lump over your left shoulder? Is that Spike laying down?
I wish it was.
It's just a white lump. It's a white.
So it's the garbage can we put our recycling in. So another reason why I have the background blurred.
You have yet to upgrade to the simple human experience in the ecosystem.
No, I do have a simple human trash can, my normal trash can.
Oh, you don't do the double like me?
Another $100 on a fucking trash can for the recycling.
No, I have the dual. It's the last trash can you'll ever need.
I looked for the dual.
You couldn't find it?
Makes sense. People always think, oh, you need more trash can space. If you're not emptying your trash once a day, I don't know what you're doing.
Once a day?
Trash
no.
Stinks. Well, I cook a lot.
Okay, but I'd say once every 3 days if for two people, because I do mine about once a week for me. It takes a while to fill it up. Wow.
I can't have food scraps in my trash can rotting.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't have a little garbage disposal in your sink? Okay, I put some stuff in there.
We do when we use it, but still.
Okay.
I eat a lot of yogurt. You throw out yogurt containers; those get gross.
Wash them out. You put them in the recycling thing.
Yeah, I do. They're still. I don't know.
What? If you wash them out, there should be a lot of bacteria in there. That's a good bacteria. That's our friends.
For gut health.
It's friendly. It's friendly bacteria.
It's good for our stomach flora and fauna.
Spiders and bacteria are very underrated for helping us out.
I've really become like a spider fan in recent years.
I don't kill them. I honestly try to get them out of the house in a cup.
There was I got into the shower once, and I was like halfway through the shower, and I looked over to my right, and there was a pretty large guy there, and I took a couple deep breaths, and I was like, we're gonna try to coexist, and we did.
How big was on that? It was like a silver dollar size.
About that big. Yeah.
Okay, as
Or,
long as
no, maybe about 50-cent piece.
that's still pretty.
Yeah.
Well, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Well, 50-cent piece is bigger than a silver dollar, I think, isn't it?
No.
The Susan B. Anthony's are smaller than a Kennedy.
Well, let's say it's a Susan B. Anthony size. Those are
Okay.
roughly a quarter size.
That's still sizable. That's the head size or with the legs? That's got to be with the legs.
We're talking with the legs like this.
Okay. If that was just the head, okay, we're in like some South American jungle.
No, this wasn't like a huntsman spider from Australia or anything like that.
Like a tarantula that they actually hunt and eat in some parts of the world. They actually do. They actually eat them. They roast them up and eat them. I saw that in one of what's the guy who passed away. He went somewhere.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, Bourdain. He went somewhere and they were roasting him. Like, let's find a spider hole and find a huge tarantula and we'll roast them up. And I'm like, man, I don't know. What's my levels?
Man,
what's
different strokes?
No, I'm just saying it's not my culture. What's the level of starvation I have to be at to eat that? I'm trying to think like, what is that? 2 weeks of starvation? Is that a week and a half? Like, what level is it? Do I have to eat a tarantula like that?
Yeah, I'm just a little squeamish on that.
Real quick, check out our buddy Norm, the gaming historian, has a new video out. It's the Nintendo games that were on Atari. So like all the pre-NES Nintendo games in North America. So check that out. Support our buddy Norm. Like and subscribe, as they say.
Norm's the best.
Norm's the best ever. I got the shirt on. You can't see it. The audience can see it. You can't see it. You want to talk about the Mario Kart booster pack? Do we care that much?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just throw it out there. The second, because it took a lot longer to get here than I thought. The second wave of Mario Kart 8 booster tracks is coming out on August 4th. And it's not really Nintendo's fault. I thought we were getting like 8 updates. We're getting 6 updates with 8 tracks. So I had done the math wrong in my head.
Ian Math.
Ian Math. We're getting the New York Minute, the SNES Mario Circuit 3, Calamari Desert, DS Waluigi Pinball, Tour Sydney Sprint. I think this is the one. One of these is actually debuting new in this pack, but it will be coming to the iPhone game in the future.
That one's from Mario Kart Tour, according to the website.
Yeah, there's one that's like going to be in Mario Kart Tour, but it's debuting here. I can't remember which one it is.
Gotcha.
Doesn't matter. More Mario Kart's always good, and I'll definitely be checking those out when they come out.
I mean, yes, when you're going to end up with freaking over 100 tracks or whatever it's going to be at the end of this. I
think it's like 96 tracks or something that it's going to.
I mean, I think we should be good. I don't know. This one doesn't look as polished. All right, then play the polished tracks. Then play the other 80 polished tracks. Then, I mean, God, you imagine being a kid. We had back in my day. We had 16 tracks on Super Nintendo. We had 16 tracks. You got 4 cups. Now you get 1 billion cups.
And we thought we had a wealth of
16 tracks.
Opportunities then.
Oh my God,
shit, 16.
It's a rainbow track. So look at that. There's no borders to it. I watched Norm try to play Mario Kart Super Nintendo on Twitch a week or so ago. It was not pretty. I'll just say that. Norm, you gotta bone up on your. I'm gonna be a backseat driver. You gotta bone up on those skills, buddy. Mario Kart. Yeah, it looks fun. I didn't sign up for the first one. I don't think because. Is this part of the? You get this for free when you do the upgrade.
You do get it for free.
Okay, then I have it.
Upgrade, yes.
I think I did the upgrade. God, I don't remember. Knights of the Old Republic has been delayed indefinitely. This is the remake that was
paused
announced.
Indefinitely, hot on the heels.
Paused,
of EA
delayed. Being
shitty and do it. I mean, it was just a couple weeks ago they made the single player game comment, and just a few weeks later, they, this is a nice way of saying it's canceled. I can't read this, positively in any way, shape, or form. I think people were really looking forward to it. Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, and to I think a lesser extent, the second one, are both extremely well regarded. I think they were originally BioWare RPGs. I would have liked to have seen this, but that's how it goes. Very few companies seem to be interested in focusing on single player games. But if this frees them up for something new, that's not a remake, then maybe it'll be worthwhile.
This is IGN recapping. According to Bloomberg, Texas-based studios Aspyr's recent internal demo did not land as well as it could have when it was shown to Lucasfilm and Sony. This led to Aspyr telling employees that the project would be put on pause and that the company would look for new contracts and development opportunities. So I guess it was not just didn't land well, it was a disaster if they're saying we can't go forward with this anymore. So I guess this is a remake of a now, was it 20-year-old game? More than 20 years old. Was it 2000 or 99 the first one came out?
I think it was 2001.
How do you get to the point where, like, all right, we did a reveal trail last year and everyone got all pumped for it. And now, okay, this looks like hot trash, I guess is what Lucasfilm and Sony thought. And so they're like, we can't even fix this. Like, how do you get to that point where you're working on this game for like 2 years, probably, and it's like, this is garbage. It goes back to the Metroid Prime thing where I guess if you don't have someone really, really steering it and making sure it's on track, but like, I don't understand how you waste all that resources and money and years and you just throw it all out. But they're throwing it all out. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it does kind of seem weird. You had a base game to go off of. Your gameplay and development, choices are already made for you.
You got
put a fresh coat of paint on it and get it out there. So it seems odd that they couldn't do it.
And you got other engines.
We've seen other remakes like poorly done too. I mean, we just had that trilogy, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy collection come out.
Oh yeah.
And was an absolute fucking disaster. So, maybe it's not as easy as I'm thinking it is.
But I mean, I look at this where it's like, okay, you have other third person, EA owns a lot of third person Star Wars games. They couldn't like use that engine for the action RPG. Like, it's a third person RPG. Like, why couldn't they? Whatever.
I don't know. We're armchair developing here. But like, you're right. They had like that Jedi Fallen Order engine.
They had the redheaded stepchild Jedi game. They had that
exactly.
one. They had that one. Just use that and just like plug. I don't know. Whatever. It's not what we're talking about. What is worth talking about in some weird way is Heritage Auction Night Trap NFTs.
Jesus Christ.
I wish I knew about this at Comic-Con last week because I could have asked the people at the booth, like, so you think this is a good idea to sell Night Trap NFTs on your website? So they're selling 10 of them. So they're going to have a big auction that goes off this week. This is going to be one of their first big signature auctions for video game stuff, where it's mostly video games since before the lawsuit, I think, was announced in, I think it was late May. So this is going to be significant. We're going to talk about, I might do a whole segment on it next week about the game prices that happen. So what are these NFTs? So you are getting a link to a grainy video for most of these. You have Control Moves In, 1 of 1. You have Cornered by Vampires with Dana Plato there. Looks like in her nice tank top. You have End of the Line, a guy with a shotgun or a rifle. You have I Can't Stand This. So these are all memes for the game. The game is not really known for much besides the goofy full motion video stuff. Kelly Comes Clean, I guess, when she gets captured. Then you have like a makeup lecture. And then you have the most famous one, of course.
The infamous shower scene.
Which is what the hell they played. That's what they played up on Capitol Hill. And that's what got people all up in when there's no nudity, first of all. There's nothing graphic. You see her get like strapped around the neck by the vampires, which just look like home invaders, basically, in caps or whatever, and pull her off. It's not graphic at all. It's ridiculous. It's goofy. It's, what I mean? It's not even, the tone of it isn't even horror to me. It's just stupid, Yeah. So the point is that this is garbage. That is worthless. That's helping to help kill the planet. And
talk about a grainy video too. It's like really, really bad quality.
Oh yeah, this is like 120 by 80 resolution, whatever it was on Sega CD. It was awful, the resolution. And almost none of them have a bid, or like a $6 bid. And then the highest one is the infamous shower scene, which is what they call it, $105 to get the NFT. And this is going to be part of their live auction. So I will make sure to try
part of their live auction. Oh
yeah, I can do. Yeah, this is part of the event. I can do part of their live proxy bidding. So I almost want to.
Stream it?
No, I want to frame it. I want to watch the live auction when it happens in a few days for these items.
Right.
to see how fucking awkward it's going to be with the guy with the gavel. It's a guy with the glasses who, I don't know why he didn't talk to me at Comic-Con. I talked to other events, whatever. That's fine. We don't have the best relationship. He talks down to me, whatever. That's fine. But like, I want to see him do the auction and how awkward it's going to be gaveling this shit, this horse shit. Because it's horse shit.
Yeah, this is not, this is stupid.
Let's see. I'm trying to, did you see the description here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the shower scene one.
Non-fungible token. Quite possibly the most infamous scene in video game history. No. And ironically, one intended as a spoof of teen horror films. This is a unique Night Trap NFT. Only one token exists, and there will never be another. Minted from this specific video segment and signed by producer Tom Zito. A digital signature? It was created from the original Sega CD digital video file encoded for the game in 92. All right. Remember they tried to do that awful Night Trap Kickstarter about four or 5 years ago? We called them out on it, how terrible it was. They tried to do like a whole like higher produced remake of it with the footage.
Oh, yes. Okay, I do remember that. There's been so much stuff over the past few years with Night Trap. Like, Night Trap has been milked dry. So
yes,
I actually kind of forgot about that.
That's what I'm getting at. So they tried it. They asked for an exorbitant amount of money to quote unquote like remaster and put it out. And I called them at the time like, this is ridiculous, the amount of money. And obviously it failed. So then they do the one good thing they could do and do a digital re-release. And they did the limited run one. Great. That's what people want to play. Great. That's all you can do it. This is such like you're Mr. Zito. This is all you can do. With Night Trap, you've done it. You've done it. You re-released it digitally. You did it physically for new generation. You can do future digital releases. That's about all Night Trap is at this point. And you don't buy to enjoy the game. You buy it as an oddity. No, not many people are going to be buying this to bone up on their Night Trap strategies or to speed run it. You know, there probably is a speed running thing for this.
I like full motion video and Laserdisc games, at least a lot of them. And I mean, I have Night Trap. I have the physical version. I got the limited run version when it came out at a convention. It's just not fun.
No,
it's not good.
It wasn't even developed originally as a console game, which go back to the history of it. It was like what a VHS tape fucking weird thing. Whatever. Go watch the documentary that our pals, My Life in Gaming did.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like the best thing that's come out of this is that really good documentary.
Yeah, seriously, we've like you said, we've got the towel, we've wrung it dry.
Right,
my hands are starting to chafe from the wringing. They're chafing from it.
More fun news. Speaking of NFTs.
Speaking of NFTs.
GameStop, their NFT marketplace just had its worst 24 hours. And it pulled in on that day a grand total of $4,696, with the lowest amount it pulled in at over any given hour being $13.40.
Woo!
$4,696 is a good day for a small video game or comic shop. It is not what I would call a successful amount of money for the highly touted and much ballyhooed GameStop NFT website, market
that they've invested a ton of resources and money into.
And I've seen some NFT people trying to fucking cope, being like, oh, well, the website's not costing them any money right now. It's just in beta. That's just, server upkeep, and they don't have people working on it. Bullshit. This is costing them a shitload of money.
Well, it's also, more importantly, it's once you start shifting strategy and focus away from something, when you get into the sunken cost fallacy, which we knew this was going to be, you're stuck with this. It's like they're not going to pull the plug on this right away. They're gonna go down this road with the Chewy guy and try to do this shit, and it's not going to work out. And it's an embarrassment. It tarnishes. I'm not saying GameStop's brand is in the highest esteem like everyone's, but like there's not much more you can do to wipe it out versus NFT stuff.
Yeah.
Even before the market tanked in the past months, it still was held in low regard. And the only thing propping it up was the crypto bros, NFT bros, that were basically hoping that the retirement fund was going to come from this bullshit. Yeah. It is what it is.
I mean, and this is, relatively recently after it launched. It hasn't even been a month since this since they opened the marketplace. I would love to see numbers on this as we move forward. I would love to know what it's doing 6 months from now, if it's still up in 6 months.
Yeah, you've had now with this, and obviously the fucking disgusting 9/11 NFT that they took down. Two really bad pieces of news in a week about this. My favorite comment: if they sell this spreadsheet as an NFT, I'll buy it for $13.39. Which is funny because like you go on the Reddit, you can see the spreadsheet, looking at I guess look at the Ethereum and the amount spent, and that's how they figured out the hourly Ethereum versus like the cumulative and the approximate amount per hour.
Right.
And so like at one point, $13.40 an hour was the lowest point. I'm guessing in the middle of the night. So have fun with your bullshit blockchain URLs. Have fun with it.
Don't forget they had that problem immediately where someone was minting NFTs and attaching games to them and selling other people's games. So there's been at least one issue with this marketplace, I'd say, every week since it launched.
I guess I'm waiting for the good NFT news. Like, what is the good use or like the good, like successful? What's been the most successful one? The fucking Bored Yacht Apes one, and like
Bored Ape Yacht Club, and then I think there was
crypto
like,
punks or whatever.
Crypto punks, and then there was like those are the blue chip NFTs, Pat.
Yes.
Early on, there was a digital artist who made like, I don't know, a bunch of millions of dollars doing a sale. I can't remember his name. It's unimportant, but that was like the high point. That was.
But I just mean for like a use case for an actual NFT. Like
we're not going to get one, man.
Well, that awful animated, I can't even call it comedy. That short with the apes. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I watched like 30 seconds of it.
It's horrific.
It was actually downright offensive to me. I couldn't watch it.
The animation's horrific, but the writing and whatever you want to call it, comedy, it's like, I don't know who wrote that. The crypto fucking and NFT bros.
Oh, the animation looked like garbage too, in my opinion.
Everything was garbage. The point was everything. They couldn't even hire like a professional writer. But then again, like, what's the lore behind, an NFT? I guess you got to make one up. It was terrible. And that's the most successful one. And obviously Seth Green trying to do his awful show where it got stolen. Did he get it back? Did Seth Green get his ape back?
I don't know. I don't fucking care.
Did Seth Green get his ape round? Oh, he reclaimed. He paid the ransom of $300,000. What a fucking tool!
Wow.
It happened in June.
That's stupid.
So he spent a lot of money on it. He then got it for this show, and they did the pilot, which I saw part of it. It was horrible, of course, because you have like a bar, and then you have like some random NFTs walking around. Gets it stolen. It's not stolen. It's like, I let someone take it legally. That's basically what it is. Because on the blockchain, if it's in the ledger, it's legal. If I have the rights to it, I mean, there's no centralization.
There's no oversight.
No oversight. And then in June, he just paid $300,000 to get it back,
Christ.
So he can do the rights to this crappy show. We missed that. It happened a couple months ago.
Boy, how could we miss
Fred is
NFT
back.
News?
Fred is back home.
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about Dr. Disrespect here? He's got a game that looks like shit. So we talked about this a while back when Dr. Disrespect decided that he was going to start a video game company after he was unceremoniously banned from Twitch with still no explanation as to why he was banned. He said he was going to bring together and start a video game company that was going to make the best games that anyone had ever seen. And we mocked him relentlessly for thinking that just because he has money, he can say he's going to do something and do it.
He's got money and fame, but not good judgment. Herschel Beam the Fourth.
Yeah.
The Fourth. Herschel thought he's going to come out with this game and it's going to go gangbusters. It's called Dead Drop. Dead Drop. The world's first vertical extraction shooter, which I'm guessing it means like you enter off a helicopter in a building and then you go back up.
No idea.
Was that
no
vertical
one seems
extraction?
to know.
Or do you have a jetpack on?
I have no idea. But this article on Mashable says, Disrespected Midnight Studios described the game as the world's first vertical extraction shooter, and early access has been given to fans who bought the $50 Founders Access Passes.
Woo!
And to be clear, more clear than the definition of a vertical extraction shooter. This is early footage, and you can tell in the video below by the choppy frame rate, poor gun mechanics, lack of animation, sound designs, etc. And it does look like shit. It's extremely choppy,
Yes.
and I don't think it looks particularly great. It looks like every other dark and gritty first person shooter.
Yeah, there was like an open, like the part you see the city, and I don't know if they were going for like a future, like a Blade Runner vibe, or but it looked like it was kind of modern, but not futuristic.
It was the only part of the trailer that looked even remotely okay. And as people have said, it's prototyping, and you're not going to get that sort of look throughout. What is far more telling are the game, quote unquote, gameplay segments they showed, which are like shooting gallery stuff, basically.
Yeah, it was like a skeleton dummy that you shot and a target. And it was just an overly huge machine gun that was way too big. And the one thing I saw that was weird is when you're running, the gun was like really going up diagonally across, like super unnaturally swinging. When you're carrying a machine gun that probably weighs 25, 30 pounds, it's not going to swing up like this. Like, it was overly done. That's what I noticed. And yes, the choppy frame rate, the
frame rate was like the most noticeable.
Like 35 frames, like 40. It wasn't 60. It was definitely dropping. And so he supposedly hired some people that know what they're doing. So one of the comments was from someone, the Photoshop guy said, this dude really just strapped an M16 and an M418 pulse rifle from Alien together and called it a day. Yeah, it's just that's what the gun looked like.
Yep. And it's like the size of the freaking screen, and like the reload animation on it is crazy too. Like, it takes up the entire screen to reload.
Herschel had said that it was going to blow away anything you see in Call of Duty and these modern games. And then someone said, Tom Henderson said, he probably meant the Call of Duty mobile, which is still a reach.
Yeah, he had a deleted tweet that said it would blow away. He could take a screenshot right now and it would blow away anything you've seen in Call of Duty engine. Not true, Herschel. Not true.
But wait, there's more. This is an NFT game.
Yep. God, we can't escape it. So I guess NFTs are being minted with every like version that gets pumped out for people to check. So you can have basically you can have an NFT showing how long you've been in the, like, how long you've followed the development of the game, I guess is what it is.
How can you bootlick someone anymore? Like, you're going to pay for the privilege of following my project.
Yep. Players who have bought the Founder Pass have access to snapshot builds of the game that release every 6 weeks. These snapshots come with a procedurally generated NFT of a character who serves as the player's in-game avatar.
Jesus God.
So every snapshot comes with an NFT. Collect all of these development follies. So
basically selling the game way early in development, that may never come out. And that's what you're doing. You're charging people for this game that may never come out.
Yep.
Because this isn't even pre-alpha what you're seeing. This is like you shouldn't be showing this stuff this soon.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be showing it.
People have commented on that. Basically, like, there is no benefit to showing your game this early if that's the condition it's in.
Yeah, this is like I got some Unity code prefab for a shooter and threw some graphics on top of it. Like, that's basically what it looks like.
Yep.
Maybe I'm not giving enough credit to the devs, but that does not look like it's, at this point, that's not the most difficult thing in the world to do. Is a first person shooter. It's not. So it's just doing a quality one. The Mini Genesis 2 might be in shorter supply than we expect.
Yeah. So Nintendo.
Nintendo's Genesis 2.
Yeah, Nintendo's Genesis 2. Ours reached out to Sega shortly after the Genesis Mini 2 was announced because they wanted to clarify on exactly who is producing and shipping the system. Sega of America. I was trying to find only one. Okay.
This is from our pal Sam Mekovich.
Yes.
Wrote this article.
Yeah. Is coming to the United States. Sega confirmed to Ars Technica that the system in question would be an incredibly limited supply, around 1/10 the count of the 2019 Sega Genesis Mini.
1/10?
That's insanely small.
1/10?
Yep. Yeah, that's nuts.
And that one sold pretty well. It didn't sell out. It took a while to sell out. that run, but like that was pretty popular.
Yeah.
1/10.
I mean, maybe they're thinking that the second batch of games they're throwing on there just isn't going to, sell as well as the first batch. Maybe they think everyone was satiated with the first one, but 1/10 does seem surprisingly low. And I hate to say it, it's going to open themselves up to just insane scalping.
Well, it's going to open it up to people bitching at them, rightfully so. That how could you do this?
Yeah,
this screams of mismanagement and not getting. Of developing a product before realizing, are we going to be able to manufacture this thing properly?
Sure.
That's what it screams to me. What if I'm at Sega and you're telling me I can only do 1/10? I'd be like, what the hell's the point of putting in the resources and time then? 1/10 of it?
Yeah, man.
That's incredible to me. Not even half. He said, oh, half. Okay, that's still not great, but okay, that's a reasonable amount. 1/10. I guess the good news is that it's not going to be as popular as the NES Classic, and we already have a Genesis one out already. But this was interesting for the Sega CD stuff. This is very interesting to get this stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Hopefully that's just the just for the first run. The number of units for this project makes up around 1/10 of the total for the previous Genesis Mini. The letter states. They never announced total sales figures. We can't accurately estimate how many manufactured. Huh. I'm gonna guess they did. I don't know. I'm gonna guess they did 500,000 Genesis Minis. I would guess that something like that, somewhere between 250 and 500. I don't think they did 1 million, probably, but it was probably still a pretty good amount of them. But I don't know. That's. I mean, maybe it can't be because they didn't sell out. They sold. I mean, yeah, you can't buy them new anymore. I don't think, right?
It's either production line issues or they just seriously don't think they will have the interest on the sequel that they had with the first one.
That's like a shock to me that it's that low. So I guess when the pre-orders come out, everyone's got to get in early on it. Can you get them? Where can you pre-order from? Amazon.
Get in early.
Sega Genesis Mini 2. Can I order them on Amazon right now while I talk to you? Get them in. You can get them. You can pre-order for $108 on Amazon, but I don't know if that's official. What is that official?
I think that's the right price. So yeah,
it's gonna be 108.
Yeah. Well, I think it was going to be 100. I think it was going to be 99.99.
Okay, they raised it. Ships from Amazon Japan. That's right. That's the weird thing. It's going to ship from Amazon Japan. That's what the TurboGrafx Mini did at first before they got them over here. You had to buy them from like Amazon Japan, at least from that website. But this is shipping from there. So are they saying that so people get the pre-orders in early? I wonder. And it's $22 to delivery. So this is going to cost you $130 shipped to get this. They're going to get a lot of the collectors. I might be interested or you might be interested because of the CD games on here. But I think it's very unethical to say this information like this, get people hyped up to pre-order, but we have no idea what all the games are even on this yet. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, there isn't a full list.
We don't even have half the games. 50 titles. I think there's only a list of like 15 of them. So like that's really bad. Hopefully, obviously, some of those are going to be some crossover. You'd hope most of them wouldn't be.
There's not.
There's not.
I told you they weren't going to, and they announced that there's no crossover games.
Okay. Then announce the games. They're announced the games in 4 waves. Great. Why do you need to do that? If it's only 1/10, why do you need to do that?
Yeah, if we're not going to be able to buy it, what's the fucking point?
Sega, I guess. You know, it's not a limited supply. Stuff at UltimateNintendo.com.
Right out of my mouth, but it was very obvious.
It's not. You're not limited supply anywhere with RBI baseball stickers. Look at this roll. It's going to last forever. It's going to outlive me. Enamel CU podcast pin, Pixel Pat pin, Super Nintendo books, NES books, not for resale Blu-rays, Video Game Years DVDs, and more. We have some T-shirts left in some irregular sizes as well for sale at UltimateNintendo.com. I'm going to be on Twitch Wednesday, twitch.tv/CountryCode, watching commercials. Ian will not be there. I'm on Cameo. I just did one at Comic-Con last week. The person was very thankful for that. Cameo.com/PatCountry. And then watch the final of the trilogy of the parody Tommy Tallarico voice messages That's going to be this Sunday. I've been doing it on Sunday.
Have you been doing live
I've been doing premieres.
Premieres? Yeah,
it's fun. People like them. They don't do as well as the podcast premieres, but because you're just listening to an insane person talk for 20 minutes. But this wraps up the trilogy. What is your favorite trilogy? And in the second trilogy, we are introduced to Cousin Tony, and then
nice.
And at the end, Tommy gets a new position. So it's like the beginning of the end is volume 2.
So by the end of volume 2, is he already out as CEO?
Yes, that's the last one. So that goes up to like earlier this year when it was reported by me originally on Twitter. Then it blew up. Great. Real quick, a procedural lawsuit update to the WADA class action suit. So they're going through some stuff right now in terms of where the trial would potentially take place, California or Colorado, due to click wrap agreements, which is the stuff you click on when you agree to the terms of a site. You don't read it. It's called a click wrap agreement. And so this is gonna take some time to hash out before we really know where this is headed. Right. So we'll have a meteor update probably in months, but there is stuff happening. But the wheels of justice turn very, very slowly.
Oh boy, do they.
Yes. Going back to Better Call Saul. Watch Better Call Saul out there. I don't know why I didn't watch it sooner. I really don't. It's been amazing. It's finishing up in a couple of weeks, and I discovered seasons 1 through 5 are on Netflix, and then season 6, the newest one, comes on Netflix a lot later, or you can watch it on the AMC Plus or whatever, or just DVR it, or cloud it. And there's no hard drives anymore. Cloud it, DVR it. So Bob Odenkirk's amazing. You see the Nice Guy movie with him that came out?
No, I haven't.
Mr. Nice Guy.
But I've heard of it.
Was it Mr. Nice Guy or Nice Guy?
Maybe it's just Nice
Guy movie. Yeah. Bob Odenkirk. What's it called? No, it's not called Nice Guy.
I thought it was.
What the hell was it? Now it's going to bother me what this movie was called. All right, what else is going on here? Analogue Pocket update 1.1 is out. Big update. Big.
I think the movie was called Nobody.
There you go.
Anyway, Analogue Pocket has an update, and it's a big one, and I need more time to really look into it and form opinions here. But basically, what I expected to kind of happen here is happening, and Analogue is moving into competing with territory normally occupied by the Mister by going all in on their open FPGA initiative. And what this means is basically anyone can develop an FPGA core that can be run on the Analogue Pocket. And people who applied, there's no application to be developers. However, the people that they had apply early on, it was to see if they could get free dev kits. So Analogue is actually sending out, all pockets are dev kits, but there's a special one that comes with a couple of things that make it easier to access the cores and whatnot. And they're sending those out for free to certain developers, I think, starting this week. It also gets updates to the basic Analogue Pocket user interface and operating system. Cartridges that you pop in now that are for one of the 4 main currently supported systems. So Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Gear. Information will pop up on the screen, and a picture, I believe, of the Kart image will appear. And they've announced a bunch of things that are coming in the future. Ongoing open FPGA features are August. DAC support is September. Full button mapping is September. That's a big one. Screenshots are coming in September. Game Boy camera image saving. That's interesting. September.
Oh.
New original display modes. I'm very much looking forward to that. Are coming in October. And tracking tools. I don't know what that means. Are coming in October.
Did you mention Space War?
Yes, to show off open FPGA. and what they want to do with it. They do include a PDP-1 core. It will only run one thing, but this article by Sam Mekovich does explain that there's already another PDP-1 core that you can load files into. But yeah, this they chose this one, I think, to show off a different core running on the system, but also because it makes use of the Analogue Pocket's 2-player one system feature. So you can put this on the dock and you can hook up 2 controllers and you can play it with anyone else. So
yeah, I'm looking at controller support, 2-player or 4-player, 13 additional Bluetooth and 2.4G controllers. So they're adding in directly support for these specific controllers finally. Before it was like, well, they might work or pair. Now it's like specific now, like these 8-bit DOE controllers. I see it in the menu. They're adding them in directly, which is nice because then they'll make sure all the buttons work how they're supposed to. Versus like, well, it might work, it might not. Like that's nice to do that.
Sure.
Like Sony PS5 is on this list, for example. Right here.
There is a bit of drama with this,
of course.
In the dev community. Basically, I understand where it's going, but if people want to develop for it, they want to develop for it. The Mister is looked at as basically open source. The schematics are out there. People, can build these with off-the-shelf parts. You can also buy them online from, a couple of well-known sources that prepackage these. The argument is that, if you are making these cores for Analogue, you're basically working for Analogue for free and adding to basically a list of bonuses that you would get for buying it, which would sell more systems. I think the problem with this argument right now, though, is Analogue doesn't have the systems to sell you. So they're not making money off of it. But I understand the basic argument that, you're making their product look better. It's not quite the same if you're developing Mister cores, but like I said, it still makes the Mister look more attractive, and that still is guiding money to people who build Misters and send them out. So,
yeah, I'm sure there's some relationship between the people that build the Misters and the components and the development. I'm not going to be totally naive, but I would think there's some relationship there in some form. Even
it's not as set in stone for sure.
Even if there's not one, I think it's incredibly it's gatekeeping and selfish to think that we're the only ones that can own this sort of technology.
Sure.
Like, we want no competition. Why can't you open up more people to be interested about FPGAs? Why is that a bad thing? Like, why do you feel threatened by that?
Sure.
It opens up people that discover this, or maybe they get into it because of the Analogue. Maybe they didn't know what an FPGA was before. It's how we first started really talking about it more and more when we start learning about this. One of the things. I don't see why it would be bad. It's competition. It's fine. You don't want someone to make money off of this. Well, they're making money off of the hardware either way. Like,
sure.
To me, it's like if you think this is going to be used for nefarious means, oh, they're going to get these cores for free for future products. I think you really overestimate how easy it is to bring these products to market, how it is to develop this hardware and get it manufactured and shipped. I really think so. They're not coming out with now even a new analog system every year because
right.
It's a lot harder than that. It's like, every year and a half it's been. And we still don't know when the new one's coming out. They announced the Duo one so far long ago. We have no idea when that's even going to come down the pike. Next year, we have no clue. Year after. So I really think that's I'm not going to say that a company that's looking to make some money doesn't have some capitalistic sort of motivation, but
right.
This seems like they're doing a lot for where I don't see the end goal coming back to them directly in their pocket for a lot of this stuff. I don't. Maybe I'm being naive at that. I don't see where all this stuff's going to come result in money back into their pockets on this. At this point in time, this is their statement. OpenFPGA was created to further video game hardware preservation with FPGA technology. Analog developers have access to Analogue Pocket IOs, so developers can utilize cartridge adapters or interface with original or bespoke hardware to support legacy media. It's a business. They exist to make money. Doesn't also mean they can't do good things.
Sure.
Am I being too naive? Maybe.
Well, I think we'll see.
But but again, I don't see how this makes them money in the short term, especially when I go to order a new Pocket. You ain't getting it until sometime in 2023.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think I think to think it's making anyone money in the short term is
I mean, God,
a little reactionary.
I still can't buy an Atari Lynx adapter for God's sake, or a TurboGrafx one coming soon. They can't get these things made. It seems like, you know what I mean? Like the only one you can buy is the Game Gear one right now. All right, what else is happening here?
Well, in terms of other niche, niche. Hardware developers, Polymega is finally speaking after rumblings of them not answering any questions for a couple of months. The last time they
3 months almost.
Yeah, the last time they had updated anything on their Twitter before this, I think, was May 25th. You had the exact date. So here's what they're saying. Basically, here's a brief update, which we hope you'll find informative. First off, factory lead times increased this quarter due to one of our critical suppliers' inability to meet the lead time estimates they previously provided for us. I'm trying to find the rest of this. It says 1 out of 8, but I don't see where the rest of this tweet is.
They did them in different tweets because they don't know how Twitter works. They didn't do it in one thread.
Idiots.
You have to like click on. Sorry. You have to. I mean, okay, they're not dumb, but they don't know how Twitter works.
Idiots is very strong. What was 12 to 16 weeks has increased to 40 weeks. We're working on delivery timing estimates now. If you've got a pre-order, you'll get your system. We will be stopping pre-orders sometime soon until we can fulfill our backlog. I would say, but stop it now.
Why would it be soon?
I don't know what that means. Modules have begun shipment to their facilities in Germany. CS team is back and will be responding to your emails and service requests shortly. Where'd they go? We all appreciate the patience you have shown and also understand that you are all waiting on important information. And the team is making big progress on other new projects, and we can't wait to share the latest news with you.
Saturn, the MPG Saturn, I guess for the video CDs they had. I don't know. They showed
Saturn
that.
MPEG.
Who cares?
Okay. I've noticed something here. Their tone has definitely turned around, and I'm going to guess it's because they're probably feeling a lot of pressure and heat.
This is what we said for years. It's like, just have a decent social media. And people are like, they could run their businesses though any way they want. Yes, you can, but it looks awful from a PR standpoint. And it has idiots like us, speaking of idiots, talking about how bad this is versus having decent customer service and a decent PR face. You look like you don't care about the customers I've given you money now for 3.5 years or more. Yeah. When you're obstinate, when you don't tweet, when you don't give updates, why would I want to do business with you? Why would I want to buy your product? It's just horrible common sense not to do these things. Well, I mean, they don't have common sense, but so they obviously got someone doing this now. And then now they're tweeting out stuff like, in this day in 1990, Dr. Mario was released on the Famicom. So now they're doing this stuff. It's like too late, but I kind of appreciate it a little bit where it's like, okay, we're trying to show that we're doing some retro stuff on the timeline. Mario Paint came out in this day in 92. They're doing the stuff you hate, where it's like, oh, it came out this time. It's like, whatever. Yeah. It's low hanging fruit.
Easy content.
Yeah, you get some engagement. It got 67 likes, this one from Mario Paint yesterday. But this reeks, though, of, if I had to diagnose this business at this point, they are dying. If they have to wait for orders in order to get a bigger order in order to fulfill them quicker and can't afford to do them in piecemeal, I don't know how many orders are still out there that they have to fulfill. And I'm guessing the new ones coming in are not coming in quickly. That's my guess.
Right. And then, I mean, not trying to judge too harshly here, but we're going to stop taking pre-orders soon thing, it's already a problem. So that, to me, it's not hard to read between the lines
FOMO.
And read, but we're going to keep it open for as long as we can because we need the operating money.
But also FOMO. We're going to do it soon. We're not going to tell you when we're cutting it off, but so
oh, sure.
Get in early.
I think it's all for money.
And then
obviously.
The funny thing is, if you get that pre-order in, the wait's now 40 plus weeks. I'm not going to trust that estimate. It's probably going to trust the plus side on the 40 plus. Like, trust the plus. If they're saying,
they don't know. They don't have the faith. They don't have the trust yet to take that at face value.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. Want to talk about our favorite mobile game real quick?
Oh man.
The one that
Yeah.
people are insisting we defended, even though you said it was going to be shit when we originally talked about it.
Yeah, I didn't defend the game
didn't
or Blizzard.
defend it.
I told
You
Picky,
fucking
whatever.
idiots. We didn't defend it.
Anyway, yeah. So some guy who spent 100 Diablo Immortal. Oh, sorry. Diablo Immortal reaches 100 million from microtransaction spending. Despite criticisms about in-game spending, the game's making a lot of money. This is from Eddie McCoot at GameSpot.com. So I don't know. I mean, there's got to be whales out there.
Of course,
there's going to be whales for any big multiplayer game, and I'm not really surprised to see this money being spent. I honestly feel like that sounds kind of low to me for a Diablo game, thinking that if it had gotten good press, it would probably be a lot higher.
Well, I mean, when did it come out?
True, just a couple months ago.
We're not that far into it. June 2nd.
So 100 million is
2 months.
That's up. Okay, that's up there.
I mean, these mobile games can have a tail of several years potentially. So they keep adding new content, new character stuff, new weapons, new skins. Only based off Raid Shadow Legends, but that game's already 3 years old, 3.5, and there's still new content a lot.
Oh sure. And then in other Diablo Immortal news, a player who spent $100,000 on upgrades and items for his character can't get into a major end game event. He has been bugged out of a major end game event and cannot access it. And I mean, if you've spent $100,000, I can't imagine ever spending $100,000 on a game, but that would be pretty annoying. There was an update as of this morning, 9:22 a.m. While Blizzard didn't comment directly on the case above, it did say it's working on general fixes to matchmaking that will arrive sometime this week. We've heard feedback that some Diablo Immortal players are unable to find matches in Battleground PvP, or it might take a long time. A spokesperson for Blizzard wrote in an email to Kotaku, "We are looking into these reports and expect to roll out changes to the matchmaking system this week." I feel like that's maybe something you'd want to have nailed down before you released your game, especially if it's going to affect your whales, like the people who are, spending all the money.
I'm not defending Blizzard here, but would they have known that some crazy person would spend $100,000 on a game?
Like they were certainly hoping.
There's a whale. To me, a whale is you spend $1,000. 100,000. I mean, is there anything left to buy it in the game at that point when you spend $100,000? That must be everything.
The sad thing is that I feel like there probably is more stuff to purchase.
Then that's nuts. That's insane. $100,000. Obviously, there's still random stuff, so you can't buy everything directly. You're buying chances to get stuff if that's how it works.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But you're still you're beefed up. If I spent $100,000 in Raid Shadow Legends,
unstoppable.
I would never lose. You can do PvP, which is you're not playing person directly. The team, you're doing 4-on-4 against one team, or else you do 3 sets of 4-on-4. I'd have all maxed out stats for all the artifacts and items on all those guys and gals and orc witch women that I love. Kreela, I love you, Kreela. I'd have them all maxed out, and it would be very tough to lose. Unless someone else I fought also spent that amount of money to get that. It would be tough to lose. I'll just say that. Because at that point, it's an arms race at that point. That's all it is. It's like who's going to get the best characters, which is random. You can't buy any characters, but you increase odds of getting characters. They do if you do 15 what the hell is it? There's 3 different gems. I told you the higher gem to crack it open. If you do 15 of those in this time period, you're guaranteed to get this hero. But to get 15 of those orbs at one time is nearly impossible unless you're spending an insane amount of money to get that. You know what I mean? To guarantee it. You know what I mean? I've never had more than one of those gems at one time. Maybe 2, but 1, and because I held it off because it's very hard to earn those top tier chances to get those better heroes. Very hard. So when are we gonna do our Raid Shadow Legends do another sponsorship? We gotta get that going.
All right. That was a long intro. We're moving on.